It came in too fast. I wasn't ready, guys. Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. Alita Hernandez here again, Spanglish Entertainment. I'm on my series of Resurrection Boulevard. Okay, where they're celebrating 25 years that when it came out, which is unbelievable. That is 25 years already. And I have the privilege and the honor to interview some of the artists and actors that were on the show that were key and that we still see on television now. So it's really exciting to talk to them. We just talked to Ruth earlier today, and she gave us some exciting, information. It was great to learn about her. And one thing I didn't show was a little trailer of the original Resurrection Boulevard. So let's check this out for a second before we bring in Nicholas. I wasn't ready. Okay. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I'm sorry. I messed up.
Showtime presents the movie premiere of a powerful new original series. There's a place on the streets of L.A. born of dreams, desperation, and desire.
Every man in this family since your great-grandfather has taken his turn at boxing.
You fight to succeed.
I left school. I'm gonna box.
He's giving up his dream. He's doing it for you.
And hope to survive.
Tell me who hit you.
In the heart of Los Angeles lies the soul of a family.
All the Santiagos.
Michael DeLorenzo, Elizabeth Pena, Nicholas Gonzalez, Tony Plana. Resurrection Boulevard, a Showtime original series, premiering Monday, June 26th at 10 sharp, only on Showtime.
I can't believe that it's been so long since that show came out. Actually, my son was born that year, so I have a timeline. My son is 25, so it's kind of easy for me to remember. And I had just moved from LA in 2000. I was living in LA for about 13 years. So I really connected with the show, just being Latina. And, in that era, I just had my son and finding my way in the world, right? So Nicholas was a great star in the show and how he gets into boxing and the family business and everything. So let's talk to Nicholas and see how he's doing today.
How you doing, Alita?
Great. Happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. Seeing that trailer gave me chills. I remember sitting and watching that at the upfronts for Showtime, which is not something a lot of us always get to do, unless you're a regular on a series. And even then it's just like not, they don't always bring everybody out, but they brought, us out for this thing and they took care of us. And I remember them showing that. And funny little quick story. I know you have a whole interview, but
okay.
Something that I had totally forgotten over all these years was I'm at the urinal and I look over and there's Anthony LaPaglia's there, and he's there with his wife, who I think was an exec or something else like that. And, and he said, you came on that show, and I turned to my wife and I go, that's a good show. That's going to be incredible. I was on top of the world.
Now I can imagine you were so young back then too. So was that like your first dramatic film that you were doing, or?
Surely first dramatic series. And first really big project of any kind. I'd worked on maybe some hit shows at the time, Dharma and Greg, but did a guest spot, but that was, big time at the time. But had really done, a few things here and there. So, Resurrection Boulevard was not only my entree, but also my training. It was my schooling. It was my networking. It was my familia all wrapped into one,
Yeah, Ruth was mentioning about that you guys are family. You're even now that you still communicate and support each other, which I think is awesome. That is so awesome that you became a real family.
we totally did, and in a way that only could have really happened with this project. I know a lot of people build families, and I've gone on since in other series to build families, but this one truly has felt like a family in all its ups and downs and relationships that are built up and torn asunder and yet come back together again, just so much like family. But we were also in such a special time. Dennis Leone, the the showrunner and creator would always turn to us and goes, "You guys don't realize how fortunate you are." And he was right. We had no idea. We thought, well, I mean, I just got here, and if this is what's being offered and this is where Latinos are, well, what's going to happen, in a decade? Well, here we are,
Yeah.
25 years later,
Yeah, I can't. It's just incredible because I've seen you acting. Of course, you're in the You were in the Good Doctor, and then you were in La Brea. So I recognize you right away. Oh, I remember him, Resurrection Boulevard. Like I always remember. It's like certain people impact you that you watch. I watched the series. Like I told Ruth, I watched the entire series. At the time when I was married, my husband and I used to watch the series all the time. Especially I had my little baby, so I put it on there. While he's sleeping, watch the show. And back then it wasn't easy to get Showtime. It's not like now you can get everything.
Yeah, you had to pay for it, and back then you didn't want to pay for it.
It was
pay
expensive.
TV. It was so that was part of the problem with the ratings, is because everybody would watch it at their like tia's house. Be like, yeah, we'd have fans come up and be like, we all get together and there's like 50 of us and we all watch the show at my tia's house, and we're like, okay, that's great, you guys are supporting, but you got to each be watching it, or or like,
right, you don't have the right number.
Had Nielsen boxes in our neighborhoods anyway, but
oh my God, so you've been living in LA most of your life?
Well, now, I mean, I moved here in 1998, straight out of college, which was still in California. So I've been in California since 1994. So I was an 18-year-old kid moving to California, 22 when I moved to LA. So, do the math. But yeah, I'm I'm still Texan at heart, don't get me wrong, and Tejano even more accurately. But I love California,
Yeah, California has beautiful things. Like I said, I lived there for 13 years and it was beautiful. I had a horse. I used to live in the San Fernando Valley, so I had the mountains were right behind me, and it was just so incredible just to ride up there. I didn't have a cell phone back then because this was like early 90s,
The good old days, yeah.
So I didn't have. I was seeing all of LA from up there, but who has pictures? Only in the memory.
Beautiful though.
Yeah. So how did well, you already said how much Resurrection Boulevard really impacted you in your career, because you really learned from there and you went from there, correct?
I mean, I was surrounded by so many veteran actors, I mean, I mistakenly thought, well, I'm ready now, and we couldn't wait to like what was going to be next after Resurrection Boulevard. Everybody thinking, well, again, the next step is going to be higher, right? Not realizing that we're very fortunate with a series like that, and they're not all like that. And but I was fortunate to be surrounded by so many incredible people at the height of their power, if you will. I mean, not only Tony Plana and Elizabeth Pena, who I'd grown up not only watching but adoring.
It was amazing.
But everyone that came through as guest stars, and and Michael DeLorenzo, who had torn it up already in so many great movies and series that I grew up watching, Fame, all that, it was just, and here I was, shoulder to shoulder with everybody. And I remember turning to Tony Plana more than a few times, because he was always good for it. I'd like turn to him and be like, can you believe what we get to do? We'd have like maybe 250 extras back when they'd really like fill the stadium, before CGI and all that, and we'd be like doing a boxing match, but like everybody's around and it's real, and we have the sportscasters there, we have the ring girls and everything, and then we have real boxers like Sugar Ray Leonard and Joe Frazier and all these amazing greats that came through. And I get turned to him and I'm like, I can't believe they let us do this. How fortunate are we? So, I mean, I knew along the way that we were fortunate. I knew it was something different. And I've since always kind of wanted that feeling again.
Yeah. That's how, I mean, it interests me when I saw, the press release, because I felt like, wow, this was a show that was impactful, and I don't think people remember, or if they do, how we forget things, and I think it was like a good moment, especially now we're right ending of the Hispanic Heritage Month too, so we've been talking about a lot of different things. So it's perfect timing, and to really have that in the magazine and interview you, I thought it was just so important, because I find that we're still sometimes lacking in the film, right? We're still lacking those shows like Resurrection Boulevard on TV right now. I think we still lack that stuff.
We are, and I think it's just a matter of people stepping outside the box of what the industry they think is asking for and continually doing something that the industry then gravitates towards, and then it becomes the thing, and then people, it's just
Yeah,
people
it's
just
so
need to create,
confusing. Yeah,
tell your
exactly.
stories, and in specificity is universality. But I don't know what the world's like now. I don't know what meaning the industry, what that
Right.
world portends, because it seemed like everybody was open to more stories. It seemed like there were the channels to tell them. But then I think there's a little bit of fatigue, as you say. We're all, paying for
Mm.
subscriptions. We're all, paying for this and that, and entertainment wants to come at me from my refrigerator, and you got to screen on it. Everything, when I'm pumping gas. So it's like
Yeah.
it's at a premium now. So you really want, I'm looking at what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
And I think people are scared because then they're like, well, what do we give them? And you have a bunch of artists that aren't being given the platform, and it's executives trying to decide what
The market.
yeah, but worse than the market, what what's it called? I'm blanking out on the feed,
Oh, yeah,
what the
yeah.
feed's calling for, what the algorithm is saying.
Yeah, it's so confusing. It's just so much now. Well, we didn't have to do that 25 years ago, okay? We didn't have to deal with any of that. You just turned on the TV or whatever, and you had cable. We had cable, so we had HBO and Showtime and Max. That was it. We didn't
Yeah,
have anything else. Now you turn the TV on, there's like 3,000 channels. What do I watch?
there's still nothing to watch.
No, exactly. Not good television. I really enjoyed the shows that were back then. And you know, back 25 years ago, there was a lot of family shows, a lot of things that were good for the family, more it just time changes. So everything changes, right?
Right.
But so now did you box at all? Or did you have to
Um,
learn how to do that for the show?
prior to the show, no, I had to learn it for the show, but I was being trained by, well, Jimmy Nickerson, who had worked with De Niro in Raging Bull,
Mm,
brought me to a gym where he knew that I was gonna be in good hands, and that was to Ten Goose Boxing Gym, which is still over here in Van Nuys. And worked with Joe Goosen and his staff there, Ricky Funes, who's now like the head trainer and owner. And they put so many world champions through there. And I literally watched the Ruelas brothers, the champs,
mm,
Gabriel Ruelas and his brother
yeah.
Rafael. And I was told to kind of copy um, Gabe's moves and his style of fighting. That was the kind of boxer that Alex Santiago was going to be. And so I ate it up. I was 6'7". As long as they would be in the gym and would do something and train me, I would stay there. And I was hanging out with the guys all the time. We were going to fights in
Nice.
Vegas. I was so many backstages with fighters, just soaking it all in and just wanting to really tell the world authentically. But I ate it all up. I loved it, but by no means am I a boxer. You know what I mean? Enough to feel a little confident, but yeah, I mean, those
Unless
guys are
it
for
look good
real.
out there, do some moves, you know how to
Yeah,
do the ducking and all that
yeah.
stuff.
I act.
Yeah, you acted out, but no, but
Yeah.
you did good. How how did you feel about that? You know how the movie went from you were studying and then they brought you into the boxing world, you know?
I mean,
I mean,
that was such, I think that was the big thing initially of when there was the big casting call, at the time where they were
right,
looking for Alex Santiago, and he was this kind of dichotomy in worlds, he was the one who he had been a boxer in his youth and did Golden Gloves, but had since left and was the hope for the family and was in, school to become a doctor, and it was just a foregone conclusion. And when he then decides to go after boxing, so many in his family feel like he's throwing his opportunity away and his life away. And what is it all for then? Because Alex
right.
was the hope for the family. And so in some ways he's the center, but is such a incredible, obviously it's an ensemble and about all the stories that kind of branched off of this. That was the leap
Yeah.
off, was this boxing career, but it was really the drama and the everyday lives of each of the siblings, and the parents,
Mhm.
and we were able to go off on so many different things going on in straight out of either history or out of the news, and deal with topics that were very
Yeah,
timely
right. And
timely for the community.
Yeah, I was left like I wanted more. You guys left 3 seasons. I'm like, no, why do you
You
make
know,
me
and to this
cry?
day, I haven't gotten past 3 seasons on a show, so I don't know if it's the Resurrection Boulevard curse or what.
Oh, no, no, no,
It's just,
no.
and then there's Dennis going, I told you, you're never gonna have it this good, kid.
I know, I know. Does anybody think of like doing a new one?
Right. There's definitely been talks of that. I mean, funny enough, and there's been some actual scripts, but I haven't even been the talks at the, germination levels of that. I just
Right,
hear
right.
rumblings later. I get the script and going, hey, and I pop up in it, but they're not even necessarily following the story that we've seen. It's maybe like a fast forward in years, but there's
Uh,
nothing official. I think
uh,
the bigger task is really getting this put on, getting the seasons that already exist on
yeah,
digital, because
yeah.
the only way you can watch it is if you watch the first season on DVD. You have to locate it somewhere, then get
Oh,
a DVD
wow.
player and watch it, because it's not available anywhere else. And the second and third seasons aren't, because the music rights. They're not going to pay for the
Oh,
music rights when they need someone to go in and sub them out, and
uh,
someone has to care and want to do it.
yeah, have
So,
to edit that. Yeah, I mean, it's doable. It's not like they can't do it. It's just some
well,
work.
it could be
Work
Spanglish News Entertainment's legacy. Who knows, Alita?
into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm techie, so I can help.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll give some time,
If that's all
but
it was.
oh my God, yeah. I mean, I the trailer was just amazing. When I saw that again, it's like it's flashback, right? Doesn't it give you that
Mm.
flashback? Like I remember when it opened, like when it's first time, you probably that's how you felt
And,
too,
and I
right? When
couldn't
you
tell
first-
if that was actually Eddie Olmos or if it was our best impression of doing the voiceover. In
Oh,
East
I don't know.
L.A., there's a family where drama ensues. Yeah.
So, how did you enjoy The Good Doctor?
Oh, I mean, it was a dream.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was such a joy. It was probably the closest I got to like we say, the Resurrection Boulevard feeling. We
Hmm.
definitely created a family with a cast and crew especially, um, it was just it was a beautiful time. My daughter was born. They
Mm,
say that a baby arrives with gifts under its arm, and that's what
mm,
happened. And we were hit over the head with this beautiful gift of Good Doctor, and I felt at home. I love the part. I felt like I knew that inside and out. I grew up with those men. My dad and my brother are both surgeons, doctors,
ah.
and I just felt really at home and just kind of like, wow, could it really be this good? And it was for a little bit.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was great seeing you on there. I've seen that show, and yeah, I don't know. I think most people when they see an actor or actress, right, that they like, they'll follow that person in different
Mm.
roles and stuff like that. Because I follow many different actors that I've liked over the years, and I think that's what people do. I think there's Adele is on here commenting about you. Somebody on here on Facebook, so people are saying hi and things like that. But
Hello, Dell.
yeah. But so yeah,
So,
and
Lady,
then
you were saying that you follow actors. There's people you like, and you follow them from job to job. Were you saying that I'm one of them, or are you just saying,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
there are actors that I
you're
follow?
on there. You're on there. No, hey, I knew who you
No,
were.
I'm
I'm like,
kidding.
look, don't you know Nicholas? Don't you know this one? I'm telling my current
I'm
husband.
kidding.
He's like, what are you talking about? I said, oh, you didn't watch Resurrection Boulevard? Where were you?
Did you just say I tell my third husband? Is that what you said?
My no, my current
Your current.
current.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could also just say my husband.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was mentioning my ex before. That's why. Yeah,
Forget him.
subliminal, right? Subliminal.
Mhm. Don't let him have a hold on you, Alila. Okay.
No. At this point of my life, I got 2 sons, 29 and 25. They're,
You did
very
it.
proud
You
of my
did it.
boys. They're doing very good. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And you have children as well, right? You
I
have a
do. I
daughter?
do. I got a late start, but I have an amazing family. I have an 8.5-year-old daughter who's going to be 9 this March, and a boy who's going to be 4 December 21st. So coming up on that
Oh,
close.
well, congratulations. Blessings to
Thank
both
you.
of them.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
best. It's
It
the
is.
best.
It is. You have to enjoy it because they grow so fast. You
They
blink.
do. They
Blink.
do.
My son, the 29-year-old, he's like 6'3", 250. I'm like, am
Well,
I shrinking?
I
I'm
don't
like,
think
I
mine
think
will
I'm
ever be that
shrinking.
size of it.
I'm like, I can't even reach him. He has to bend down so I can kiss him, you know? I can't even get there.
Oh, the best. You love
So
it.
it's
You
just,
love it,
it's
though.
so amazing to see that, right? When you see the little baby come, you know, you have he's so little, and then when they grow
It's
and
grown up
develop,
way too
the
fast.
personalities come out, and it's amazing. It
Yeah.
really is. So, so tell me about La Brea. Tell me a little bit about La Brea. How was that?
La Brea was fun. I mean, again, a lot of really great people.
Yeah.
Australians are amazing. The crew was awesome. They're just the coolest people in general. Melbourne
Mhm.
was an amazing place to shoot. John Seda is everything you think he is and more. Him and I had never worked with each other. We'd always kind of like, I'd always hear like, oh, John got that role. And he told me sometimes he'd hear, oh, Nick got that role. And I'm like, yeah, right. But we finally got to work together and we were both like, hey, and
Oh.
it was just so much fun and just a beautiful person. And we were there in a very rare time when, it was post-COVID,
Mm.
but Australia was just starting to go plunge into their own version
Oh,
because they had been cut off from everyone, but they hadn't been locked down. And then right after I got there, they went into lockdown. So I was there
oh,
as an essential worker. I couldn't travel. I was so excited to travel and see everything. And then suddenly I was by myself for 5.5 months. I couldn't come home to see my
oh.
family. My wife was pregnant. We had a 3.5-year-old at the time, my daughter. And so it was a very hard shoot. We were grateful because it was during a time when nobody knew it was going to happen, which is why I could take a job like that knowing I wasn't going to see them, which we found out later as things went on and
Right, right.
difficulty with the government. But I'm glad they weren't there or they would have been locked down with me. So it was under very trying circumstances. We were all under duress like that. So we all
Mm.
kind of turned to each other a bit, so we got to spend a lot of good quality time with brothers Seda and Owen Mackin and uh Chike Okonkwo,
Yeah.
and our lead Natalie Z. Like we had so much fun and it's just such awesome guest stars too, and again the Australian people. So it's something that I would go back in a heartbeat. I would work out there
Mm.
again. But we were there for 3 years, 3 seasons, a
Mm.
couple in Melbourne and then once in the Gold Coast.
Wow. I always wanted to go to Australia. That's on my bucket list.
Oh, go. You won't regret it. The people are incredible.
Yeah, it looks like it would be amazing. Or New Zealand too. I've never been to New Zealand.
New
I heard
Zealand,
that.
I got to see. That's where another
Right?
place I would have loved to have gone at the time, but they were even more on lock.
Oh, and you were
But I
right
would love
there.
to.
You were right on
I
the other
know.
side of the world, and you couldn't go. Oh,
I know.
wow.
I
That
want to
was
see like
nice.
Hobbiton.
Yeah, and then you're doing La Brea, which was already like, the stress of the, the way the show is, right? So you're going through this, and then you're doing this kind of show that's stressful too,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
top of it.
Apocalyptic, and you're separated from
Yeah,
the people you love. They're
yeah,
up there, and you're down
yeah.
in the
It was just
sinkhole.
crazy. It was crazy.
Trust me, that was my life. It was nuts.
Well, I'm happy you made it through, and you made an incredible series, and another one on your list.
Little
uh
notch.
Acting, yeah, a little notch on there, yeah. So what are you doing now? You have anything cooking now? Any new projects coming up?
Now as people know, the industry has been like
Yeah.
crazy slow. I'm getting out on everything that's coming around, whatever's coming around. But it's been a time of development, and in another, I don't know if people are interested in this, but in a flip-flop of things too, my wife has really started becoming an amazing writer and has just kind of been bitten by this bug or struck by the muse, as it were. And
Mhm.
lately, since I've had a bit of the time where I'm doing a little bit of writing myself and I get to be here with the kids, she's been able to really write and do these incredible scripts, turned in a book to publishers. So I'm just really proud about what we've been able to do as a family during, a time that's been a tough one for a lot of people. I'm lucky we've been
Right.
able to weather it a bit, but at the same time, we've just delved into development. Got a really cool project coming up that we just turned the script in for, and I just finished an audiobook with a writer that I went to Stanford with, Alana Quintana Albertson. She's
Mm.
written 33 novels, romance. You
Wow.
should definitely
Yeah.
you should
You're right.
interview her. Her book's coming out,
What was her name
and
again?
Alana Quintana Albertson, and she has a book, a series of books called Love and Tacos, Ramon and Julieta, and My Fair Senor, and Kiss Me Amor. and I do the audiobook for the third in the
Oh,
series. And it's
nice.
a really fun romp about a tequila, a would-be tequila, entrepreneur, he's a social media influencer who thinks he's going to start his own brand, and bands with his ex-girlfriend, who's now a big tequila som in northern California, and to learn all things tequila, and of course love ensues. But it's a really fun romantic. There's a lot of comedy. There's a lot of what you read romance novels for as well.
Yeah.
Blush. But she's an incredible writer, and it's really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what I just saw a comment, somebody saying hello, and then I live in Europe. Adele lives
What clock is there? Digital ones, Adele. Digital. It is 2:25 p.m.
California is 2:25, and it's 5:25 here in the East Coast. I'm in Florida, so she's probably about 6 hours, depending on where she's at, 6 to 8 hours somewhere over there. So it must be really late then. It's like in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, what are you doing up?
That's good. I'm happy you found us. Thank you. Got Europe in the house. That's good. Hey, you never know. I get some weird, I go look on the analytics and you see the countries. I'm like,
oh yeah,
who the heck is over? Who's watching me from Budapest? Like,
well, if India's awake, the Good Doctor's been going through there lately, and I've just been getting so much blasted with people watching it right now from India.
Wow, it's a really good series. It's something different. The Good Doctor was something different. It wasn't like the normal doctor show.
No, I agree.
That's what made it. That's what made it really good. There's a doctor series now that I like. That's interesting. It's called The Brilliant Mind.
Oh, Zachary Quinto. Yes, Brilliant Minds.
Yeah. I find that interesting too, because it's kind of quirky. It's quirky, and it's different. I like.
Well, I read through a couple parts that you'll see coming up. There's some really fun storylines coming up. I can
tell
you.
Oh, okay. You're gonna be in there? They're gonna put you in there?
No, I'm not gonna be in it, but I know the ones that are coming up.
Come on, everybody, get Nicholas in there. Inside on the show. Get him on. They're doing all the new episodes now. The second season just started.
I know.
So
I can tell you all about it.
Yeah, I got them all set on the TV for my series when I have time, because usually I'm either in here doing interviews or writing, and trying to get the magazine finished. And then this month I'm running like I have less time to finish because we go on a cruise on the 24th. So we're doing a big party cruise. We're doing our first Spanglish party cruise. We're doing salsa and freestyle from the 80s and the 90s. And we have artists performing. Yeah, we're going from Port Canaveral to Celebration Key to the Bahamas.
You gonna get Lisa going? What's up?
Not on this. I know, right? Lisa. No, we have Will and Moore.
Lookout Weekend, because we can. Little Stevie. What about a little
CVB? Yeah, I interviewed CVB. I think last month. He had his big Spring Fling world tour he was doing around. So he was here in Florida.
Spring love, come back to me.
Yeah, exactly. We love all that music.
You know who loves all that too is Lisa Vidal.
Lisa Vidal. Oh, from the show?
She's big time into the 80s and 90s.
Either you hate it or you like it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of music, it's like, oh, wow, I got somebody from Poland. Hello. Greetings from Poland.
Hello, Carolina Carla Cesar. Very Latina name for Poland.
And then Adele, it's I guess it's in the morning. Her clock says
that's 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
European time.
Yep, European time. Wow, we got the Poland too. Look at that. They're watching The Good Doctor. They know you from The Good Doctor. You're saying all over the world. Yeah. I mean,
OC's having a resurgence too, so who knows, and then they get to Pretty Little Liars, and it all makes its way around.
Yeah, you got Ugly Betty also. Ugly Betty was pretty good.
That was fun. Yeah.
It was a fun show too. So, but that is awesome. I can't wait. I mean, unfortunately I can't be there on the 19th, so that's why I'm doing all these interviews before, because I'm getting ready for this cruise, and they already started calling me, so it's going to be crazy for the next 11 days. Because they're like, what's my cabin number? What's my call the agent? No,
Yeah.
And then dealing with artists, musicians. Thank you. yeah, we just want to do something to just are building our community, right? Our community of people who are like-minded. We love music. We just want to have a nice time, 3 days on a
Definitely.
cruise ship and listening to music and just dancing. And what
Sounds
else is
amazing.
there? Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
Leah.
you. And enjoy the 19th. I know it's going to be great for all of you to be together. And everybody, I told everybody, go. It's in Tucson, Arizona, so you can go to the Tucson Fox Tucson Theater. And I think there's still tickets for people that could go see you on that day in Tucson, Arizona. So
Right on, right on.
have a
Thank you
great
so
time,
much.
and you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm looking forward to. I'm going to interview Danielle también.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Michael and for Tony. So we'll see. And I think I have Mauricio now too.
Oh, great.
So yeah, yeah. So it'd be great. I'd love to see all the different perspectives and meet each of you. And it just makes a, how do you call it, a face, a person to the character. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what
Definitely.
people want to know. They want to know you. You know.
But you're going to have such a good time with the rest of the family. And thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I have to give you a nice little round of applause before you go.
I'll wait for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
They get delayed sometimes. I don't know why.
It sounds like a standing ovation.
They had to get up. Thank you so much again.
Have a
great. Bye-bye. Bye. Wow, what a great interview. Nicholas, such a wonderful person. I love getting to meet the actors, because they play a role on TV, but they're human beings like us. They have families and they have goals and ambitions and everything. So it's great, to talk to them, to interact with them, and get to know them a little better. And you can always watch The Good Doctor. I saw somebody here was saying they saw the 3 seasons already. Yeah, Good Doctor. Yeah, Del, Good Doctor, the best series. Yep. 3 seasons. Yep. 3 seasons. I got somebody here from Alabama. Hey, hi, Maida, hi. And so we had a lot of people around the world. We went around the world tonight, which is really good. And the video, of course, is always on YouTube, and we're on all the channels, Facebook, Instagram. So enjoy everything, and stay tuned for the rest of the interviews. I got 2 more tomorrow, so just check out social media and you'll see who's coming on next, okay? And check us out. And if you're on any of our channels, Facebook or Instagram, please subscribe and like and follow us. That would really appreciate that, so we can get more people to see this incredible information that we have. Thank you again, Alita Hernandez, Spanglish Entertainment.